Welcome to all in this video lectures series on 8051 microcontroller. In today's this video lecture, we are going to discuss one of the most important part of 8051 microcontroller that should be taken into consideration while dealing with assembly language programming, that is addressing modes present in 8051 microcontroller. So basically, when we talk about this, that is the addressing modes in 8051 microcontroller, we know that in assembly language programming, we are going to write a different instructions in order to perform a specific task. These instructions are going to access a various data as per the requirement, which is then forwarded to a CPU. The CPU is going to process this data and then the required output is generated. Now what basically this addressing mode defines? So as said, basically the data is given to a CPU through instructions. So the CPU can access data in a various way, which is called as addressing modes. In short, the way in which the CPU is going to handle a data with the help of some instructions, and that specific way is mainly called as addressing modes here. So as far as 8051 microcontroller is concerned, this 8051 microcontrollers allows the 5 different types of addressing modes, which are used basically for addressing a operand. In the sense, in order to that these are the 5 different ways which are used in order to access a data by CPU. So these addressing modes are, the first one is called as a immediate addressing mode. Second is called as a register addressing mode. Third is called as direct addressing mode. Fourth is called as a register indirect addressing mode. And the last is called as a indexed addressing mode. So no doubt we are having total 5 different types of addressing modes in 8051 microcontroller, and out of these 5, the last 3, that is direct addressing mode, register indirect addressing mode and indexed addressing mode, are basically used to access memory locations. That means to access the memories or to access a data from a memory. Okay, so let us discuss each of this addressing mode in detail. So the first one is called as a immediate addressing mode, and as said, in this mode the operand which follows the opcode is a constant data either of 8-bit or 16-bit value. So here, whenever we are going to write an instruction, in case of immediate addressing mode, the data which is either 8-bit data or 16-bit data is specified in the instructions itself. Okay, and instead of defining that into a register or defining the name of register or defining the memory location address, the data which is to be accessed, it is either 8-bit or 16-bit, that is defined directly along with the within an instruction. So the destination register to which the constant data must be copied should be the same size as the operand mentioned in the instruction. Suppose I am going to deal with the 8-bit data. I want to copy 8-bit data into one of the register, or I am going to consider this for a processing. Then the size of register should be same. That means if I am dealing with the 8-bit data, the size of register should be also an 8-bit in numbers. If I am dealing with a 16-bit data, the value or the width of this register should be again 16-bit. Okay. So immediate addressing mode is very fast as the data to be loaded is given in the instructions itself. Okay. So consider an example. Suppose I am going to write move a comma hash 30h. Right. So what this instruction basically going to do? It is going to copy a data 30h, that is 30 is a hex value. So this 30h into accumulator. So when I am going to pay an attention here, the move is an instruction. A is a destination register whose width is 8-bit, and in this A, the 30h, this is a direct 8-bit data we are copying here. So here the accumulator is loaded with 30, that is a hex value. The hash in the operand indicates that it is a data and not a memory address of a register, or the not an address of any register here. Okay, so here as this is a hash, the 30 is treated as 8-bit data, and this 8-bit data which is processed in the sense copied into accumulator is mentioned within an instruction. Consider a second example. Here I am going to write move R0 comma hash 0 F9H. So no doubt here the value F9 is get copied into R0 register. So if I am going to discuss between the difference between this instruction and this instruction is that no doubt both are dealing with some data copy operation. Here the destination is accumulator, that is a A. Here the destination is a R0 register. However, if I am going to focus on a data, here I am dealing with a 30H, whereas the data is a F9H. And if I see here carefully, then the 0 is present. This F9 is defined in this way, hash 0 F9H. Why this 0 is there? Because here F in our say a daily language, the F is treated as what? Simple our alphabet. But in our programming purpose, the F is an hex value. So whenever any say a number that is a hex number which is dealing with an alphabet, like in a hexadecimal number 10 is nothing but A, then 11 B, 12 C, D, E, F, in this way. So whenever we are accessing this data should be started with the 0. Suppose I am going to copy the 0 B0H into accumulator. So how I am supposed to write? Move A comma hash 0B0H, because the alphabets are present into a number. Now let us have again some detailed discussion about this immediate addressing mode. So as discussed, in immediate addressing mode, the data that we are going to process is mentioned in instruction itself. Okay. For example, suppose I am going to copy a value as discussed 05H into an accumulator. So how we are going to write here? Move A comma hash 05H. So here the data that we are going to process is directly get copied into this accumulator. Suppose now I want to copy the data 9BH. So how I am going into, suppose one of the registers, say R7 register. Then how we are going to write it? Simple, move R7 comma hash 9BH. And suppose now if I want to copy a value B9H into suppose R5 register, then how we are supposed to write it? move R5 comma hash 0B9H, because here this number is going to start with this B here, okay, which is nothing but in hex it is nothing but what? It is generally treated as 11, okay, no doubt the number is having little bit of different value, but this B here represents what? It represents an hex value, it is not an alphabet. And in order to inform this to CPU, whenever any number is going to start with this alphabets here, which is nothing but an hex number, we have to start that with the 0. Okay. Now consider, suppose, now why to write hash here? What will be the difference if I am not going to write the hash here? Okay. Now consider this is my internal memory. Okay. The scratchpad area, which is going to start from this 30H and going to end at 7FH. The first column represents an address, whereas the second column represents data. Means at memory location 30H 09H is present, at 31H 07 is present, at 40H 05 is present. Suppose now I am writing an instruction, and this instruction is move A comma hash 40H, and the second move A comma 40H. Now what is the difference between these two? No doubt here I am going to mention the basic operation is same. What is that operation? We are going to copy something into something, right? So what is that something? Here the 40H, which is an 8-bit value. So this 40H 8-bit value we are going to copy into accumulator. Okay, so for that purpose we are dealing with this instruction. So when I am going to talk about declaration of both these instructions, right? What difference I am finding? Okay, fine. The move is present, A is there, again 40H is there, 40H is there. Only what's the difference? The presence of this hash sign. So here what will happen? Whenever any number followed after the hash sign is treated as simple your data. And if here the hash sign is absent, right? So as the hash sign is not there, this number is treated as memory location address. So what will happen after execution? No doubt at memory location 40H the 05H is present. So when I'm going to execute the first instruction, the accumulator is going to get loaded with the value that is A is equal to 40H here. Why? Because as the hash sign is present, this 40H is treated as a 8-bit data. However, if I'm going to write move a comma 40H, here the 40 is treated as memory location address. So from this memory location, this is this location and his address is 40, and at this address the value 05 is present. So now the accumulators get loaded with the 05H here. So this is the difference between these two declarations here. Okay. So as again discussed earlier, the immediate addressing mode is one in which the value which is to be processed is defined into, or the data that we are going to consider is defined into instruction itself. Suppose I want to add two numbers. My first number is say 09 and the second number is say 02. I want to perform the addition of these two numbers. Suppose right now these are the decimal numbers, right? So how I am going to write? First, the one number I am going to copy into accumulator. So move a comma hash 09. I am not going to mention here a h. As we have seen in the directive, if I am going to write here as a h, then it is treated as a hex number. Whereas if nothing is mentioned or only the simple d is mentioned, it is treated as what? Simple your decimal number. So now this 09 I want to add with 2. So I am going to write here as what? Add a comma hash 02. Okay, so what will happen? The accumulator content a is equal to 09 and the second data that is 02 which is accessed within an instruction, so it is get added here. So here if we see, to deal with the second number we are not using any register, we are not using any memory location address, directly the data we are going to consider. So this is called as what? Simple your immediate addressing mode, in which the data which is to be processed is present within an instruction. The next addressing mode is simple register addressing mode. So as we know that in 8051 microcontroller, total 4 register banks are present. Each of these register bank contains 8 registers which are namely known as R0 to R7. In this addressing mode, one of the 8 registers either from R0 to R7 is specified as an operand in the instruction. For example, move a comma R5. So what will happen here? The R5 is a register. Okay, so the content present in R5 register are get copied into accumulator. So the 8-bit content of register R5 of bank 0 is moved to the accumulator. So let us see how exactly the register addressing mode works. So let us consider we are having a register R5 and this R5, the 05H, this data is present. So in my instruction I want to copy this 05, that is the 8-bit data, into accumulator. So how I am going to write this instruction? Move a comma R5. So no doubt here A is the accumulator which is 8-bit wide, R5 is a register which is again an 8-bit wide. So what will happen? The moment at which I am going to execute this instruction, the content which are present in R5 register, that is 05, are get copied into accumulator, right? And as here the data is present in a register, in short the data which is to be copied is present in register, and this register name we are defining in an instruction, and that's why this addressing mode is called as a register addressing mode. In immediate addressing mode, how we are writing this? Move a comma hash 05H. So no doubt after execution of this instruction and this instruction, the content of accumulator are 05, no H, no doubt for this. But the way in which this data is handled in an instruction, in the first instruction we are defining the name of register where this data is present, whereas in second instruction the data which is to be processed is directly we are specified here, and that's why the first is called as, this is called as a register addressing mode, because the name of this register is mentioned in an instruction. The next addressing mode is direct addressing mode. In this addressing mode, the address of the data is specified as the operand in instruction. Using direct addressing mode, we can access any register or on-chip variable. This includes general purpose RAM, SFRs, input output port or control registers. Example, move A, 47H. So what will happen here, as the hash sign is absent, the 47H is treated as a memory location address and the content present at 47H are get copied into an accumulator. So in this way, the 47H is an RAM location, and from this RAM location directly we are going to access the data into accumulator. So here, instead of defining the data itself or any register name, we are defining the memory location address, and that's why it is called as a direct addressing mode. So consider this. Here, this represents, suppose, the RAM area. This first column deals with an address of location and second column deals with the data present. So now when I am going to write an instruction, move A, hash 47H, okay, what will happen, as the hash sign is present, after execution of this instruction, the content of accumulator are 47H. Why? Because due to presence of this hash sign, this 47 is treated as 8-bit data, okay, and then this 8-bit data is get copied into accumulator. However, if I write an instruction, move A, 47H, as the hash sign is absent, the 47 is treated as memory location address, okay, and now the accumulator is get loaded with a data that present at this memory location address. So here, when I am going to write move A, hash 47, so this 47, this memory location has been get activated, and at this memory location the 07H, this data is present, so the accumulator is now equal to 07H. In this way, this direct addressing mode is going to work. So directly we are going to mention a memory location address where the data is present in direct addressing mode. And basically this addressing mode is helpful to access any register, any SFR, input output ports or a memory location address by defining directly its memory location address, okay. The next addressing mode is register indirect addressing mode. So basically in this addressing mode, the address of operand is specified as the content of register. Example, move A, at pointer R1. Here the symbol at is nothing but what? It is pronounced as at pointer, and it is used specially to indicate that the next register is a memory pointer here. So the symbol at indicates that the addressing mode is indirect. R1 holds the address of internal RAM, suppose it is 56. If the content present at RAM location 56 is 24, then the 24 is moved into accumulator. So the most important thing that we have to take into consideration, whenever we are dealing with an internal RAM, only this R0 and R1, okay, I repeat, only R0 and R1, these two registers we can use as a internal memory pointer, okay, to point out a specific memory location. So let us see how exactly this instruction is going to work. So at memory location 56, we are having a value 24. Consider both these values are there into hex, okay, these are the hex values, okay. The memory location address as well as this content of present at this memory location, both these are in a hex number, okay. So at memory location 56, 24H is present, okay. So as this is a part of internal memory, so either R0 or R1 register we can use as a memory pointer. Means memory pointer means what? What we are going to do, suppose right now I am going to write this instruction, move R0 comma hash 56H. This is what? This is simple an example of immediate addressing mode in which the register R0 is get loaded with this 56H value. Fine. So up to this point this is treated as 8-bit data. Now I am going to write move A comma R0. This is what? This is an example of a register addressing mode. The accumulator is get loaded with content present in R0 register. That is what? This is simple 56H. So after execution of this instruction, the accumulator is loaded with 56H. The 56 is nothing but what? This is the value present in R0 register. Now I am going to write an instruction saying move A comma add pointer R0. Now just try to find out the difference between this declaration and this declaration. Here the add sign is absent. So what will happen? The moment at which I am going to mention the add sign, the R0 is treated as memory pointer. Means the content present in R0 register, which are 56, are considered as memory location address. Just try to get this. Due to presence of this add sign, the content present in R0 register is treated as a memory location address. So what will happen? Move A comma add pointer R0. So what will happen here? So the content present by register R0. So what the register R0 is pointing? The register R0 pointing 56. So the content present at memory location 56, that is 24, is get copied into accumulator. So after execution of this instruction, accumulator, that is A is equal to what now? 24H. So this is called as a register indirect addressing mode or the indirect addressing mode. No doubt we are going to copy a value 24 into accumulator. So this value 24 we are going to access by defining or by using one of the register which is working as a memory pointer, and this memory pointer is going to point out a memory location where the data is present, and that's why this specific data, that is 24, get copied into accumulator, and this is called as what? Register indirect addressing mode. The next addressing mode is an indexed addressing mode. The indexed addressing mode is widely used in accessing data elements of lookup table entries located in the program ROM. Let us consider this example. Move C A comma add pointer A plus dptr. So when we closely look towards this instruction, then in this instruction this C is present, that is move C. So what this C represents? The C means simple a code memory. So what this instruction is going to do? The content of accumulator are added to the 16-bit register dptr to form the 16-bit address of the needed data. Then the content present at the address found by addition of content of accumulator, that is A, and dptr is copied in accumulator. So in this way this indexed addressing mode is going to work. So let us discuss this with a simple example. Consider here the two different memories which are represented. In first, as usual, common, the first column represent an address, whereas the second column represents data. In second, the first column represent an address and second column as usual represents a data, right? All these are hex values. That means at memory location 30H, 45H is present, at 89H 3F is present, and at 7FH 90H is present. Whereas here at memory location 0000H 58H is present, at C330H F5H is present, FFFFH 30H is present. Now the one thing is clear. When I am going to talk about this specific simple memory slot, then here whatever this address is there, this address is actually an 8-bit address, whereas in this second memory representation this address is a 16-bit address. So mainly what it indicates, this specific representation is associated with an internal memory. So when I am going to talk about internal memory of 8051 microcontroller, its address associated with each of this memory location is basically an 8-bit byte, whereas this representation deals with an external memory. So in case of external memory that we are going to interface with any embedded device, this address, the memory location address associated with each of this slot is basically a 16-bit address, right? So whenever I want to point out any memory location in internal memory, specifically as a memory pointer, we can use only two registers. One register is a R0 register and the second register is a R1 register, because the R0 and R1 both are 8-bit byte and the memory internal memory location address is also a 8-bit byte here, right? Whereas in case of external memory, as this external memory is a 16-bit byte, to point out this external memory we require an 16-bit register, and this 16-bit register, as discussed earlier, is simple whatever data pointer, that is DPTR. So in short, whenever I am dealing with an external memory, we are using this DPTR as a memory pointer, right? So in order to access an external memory, I am going to make use of DPTR, which is a 16-bit register, whereas to point out an internal memory, I am going to make use of either R0 or R1, as both are 8-bit byte here. Consider this program. We are accessing an external memory. So in this external memory we are going to store some say the values here. So at memory location C30005, again all these values basically are in hex values, right? At C30156, in this way I am going to create one lookup table in say external memory that is interfaced to 8051 microcontroller. So what exactly happened here, right? So here we are going to start the program, then S jump to main means directly we are shifting our program to this instruction, right? So move R0, #05H. So the content of R0 register are get loaded with the 05H here. Then as DPTR is a 16-bit register, the content of DPTR are C300, in the sense the DPH, that is higher 8 bit of DPTR, are loaded with value C3 and the lower 8 bits are loaded with the value 00. Okay, then A, #00H. So the accumulator is get loaded with the value 00H here. Now this is the most important instruction. This represents your indexed addressing move. So here move C A, at pointer A plus DPTR. So if I am going to focus here, as I am accessing an external code memory, so here we are using an instruction move C A, at pointer A plus DPTR. So what will happen if I am going to focus on the content of DPTR? The DPTR value is what? C300, right? So the C3 is get stored into higher 8 bits and 00 is stored into lower 8 bits. So at this instant here the value of accumulator is 00 and DPTR is a C300. So the moment at which I am going to execute this instruction, first it will produce this addition. Okay, that means the content of accumulator and the content of DPTR, especially lower 8 bits, are added together. So now as A is equal to 00 and DPL is again 00, so this result is what? 00. So the total overall result that produced by this entire addition is what? C300, because DPH, these contents remains as well. So it is C300. So at pointer C300 means what's the value present at C300? It is 05. Now this 05 value is get loaded into accumulator. So after end of this instruction, the accumulator is now copied with the value 05, which is stored at location C300. Okay, then move move R0, A. Means this value now I am going to put into R1 register. So the R1 register content are equal to what now? 05H here. Now the second INC DPTR. What the INC DPTR will do? It is going to increment the content of DPTR by 1. So now DPTR is equal to DPTR plus 1. So the moment at which I am going to execute this INC DPTR instruction, the content of accumulator are get incremented by 1. So the earlier the content are C300, now the new content will be what? C300 plus 1, that is C301. So the DPTR is get loaded or it is get updated to a value C301. Means now the DPTR is associated with this next location. So again DJNZ R0, the value of R0 is 05. This value is get decremented by 1 and the new value is a 04. As the 04 is not equal to 0, this loop will jump to this up label. Up label means here it will go to this instruction. So now again if you see, the accumulator is what? Here after execution of this instruction, the accumulator is get updated from 00 to 05. But the moment at which we execute this instruction, that is move a comma hash 00h, accumulator value which was earlier 05 is get again changed to 00 here, right? So now as move a comma hash 00 we are executing, the accumulator in second execution the value is again the 00h, it is get changed to 00h, and now move C a comma add pointer a plus DPTR. Now the DPTR content are what? C301. So C3, this represents the lower 8 bits, that is 01 represents the lower 8 bit. So the 00 values get added here. So the updated result after performing a plus DPTR is what? C301 plus 00. So that is C301. So this C301, that is the next pointer value as we are using this add sign, right? So the content present at C301, that is 56, is now get copied into an accumulator. So after execution, that means in the next execution, the value of accumulator, that is A, is what? 56 here. And this 56 value is get copied into R1 register. So in this way, until the value of R0 is goes on changing, decrementing and reaching to 0, all these values one by one are accessed, right? So now one thing is clear. Initially we are going to deal with this first location, then by using this instruction we are dealing with the next, then again in next iteration next. So here step by step we are improving. Means what? The base address continuously we are goes on incrementing by 1. So this is called as the indexed addressing mode. Thank you.